Hello viewers, welcome again to my YouTube channel. This is a channel that ensures that you get motivated, you are able to achieve your dreams, and it also ensures that you get inspired in whatever you do every day. After watching this motivation video, ensure you hit the subscribe button below so that you can be the first to be getting our motivation videos whenever we post them to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Now, today I want us to ask ourselves, how can just any teacher become an excellent teacher in his subject area? Number one answer is attitude. When I talk about the attitude, I mean the attitude of the learner towards the subject and also the attitude of the teacher toward his or her subject. For a teacher to grow, the learner or the student he is teaching, or the learner that the teacher is teaching, have to love the subject. How will learners or students love a subject? They will only love the subject if they develop positive attitude. For them to develop positive attitude, then the teacher need to inculcate that attitude on them. How? The answer is very simple. By teacher himself or herself having a positive attitude toward his subject as he teach. And I want to take you down the memory lane. That time that you got married, or that time that you married. For you to have won that lady, for that lady to have become your wife, if you are a man, you presented yourself as the best young man to her. You prepared very well. You chose your best clothes whenever you wanted to meet her. You gave out your best smile whenever you met her. You portrayed your best personality and character toward this lady. You took her to the best places. You took her to the best sceneries as you are going to watch nature. You never met her without first sitting down and thinking how you can bring out your best. And this also applies to the ladies. As they were meeting this young man, they gave their best. They portrayed their best. They plaited their hair. They made sure they had put on their best clothes. They gave out their best character toward this young man. And eventually, you won your lady. You are the winner. The question is, we as the teachers, as we go to class, do we portray our best character? Do we portray our best personality? Do we prepare? Do we give our best? The only way to win over the learner, to win over that student, so that this student likes the subject, so that they love the subject, so that even when the teacher is not in there, they are doing the subject, is for you to prepare and have the best attitude. And the way to have the best attitude is to sit and think how you can portray your best when you go for that lesson to teach. If you don't do that, then your attitude toward the subject will not be the best. And by extension, the learners will always not like the subject. And you will not blame them because you are also competing with other subjects. Number two is your methodology. When I talk about the methodology, if you like your learners to like your subject and by extension make you grow, produce good results, you need to look at how you teach. And the secret is just one. Ensure that the learner's activity are 75% of all the activities that will be in that subject. In other words, ensure you have activities, activities, and activities in every concept you are teaching. And I want to ask a question here. All of us, when we were young boys, we taught ourselves how to ride a bicycle. And if I can remember myself, I was able to teach myself how to ride a bicycle by help of another boy who knew how to ride a bicycle. And we went to a field. And before that, I had not been able to ride a bicycle. And through trial and error, practical experience, I taught myself I could jump over the bicycle, be pushed by my friend, go, fall down, wake up again, another trial and error, on, off, until by the end of the day, I was able to balance because that was the key. And off I went. I was very happy. Ask yourself, suppose teaching of how to ride a bicycle was to be done theoretically. You go to a class, you write a title. Today we are learning or we learn how to ride a bicycle. Then you continue and write a lot of instructions on how to balance, how to jump over, how theory. Then you give them a quiz where you distribute some papers so that you can be able to test if they have understood what you have said. Then after the quiz on how to ride a bicycle, those who fail, you give them remedial work, theory again. It might take 2-3 months before you are through with that topic on how to ride a bicycle. Yet, if you took them to a field nearby, it will just take a day to know how to ride a bicycle. Equally, any concept you are teaching, make it practical. Make it hands-on. Don't dwell on theory. It will not assist you. When you teach something and it appeals to many senses, we have sense of touch, sense of sight, sense of hearing, and so forth. When something you are teaching, you are able to touch on more than one sense. Sense of sight, sense of hearing, sense of touch, sense of smell, and so forth. A learner will be able to understand it very easily and very easy. And it will stick in his or her brain longer than teaching using theory. Now, number 3, any activity you choose whenever you are teaching, factor in the learner. Ask yourself, what do the learner like most in their day-to-day life? You will find some learners like sports and games, other learners like music, other learners like playing with the computer. Other learners love looking or watching videos. Other learners like dancing and so forth. Are you able as a teacher to use activity to explain difficult concept in your subject area using what these learners love? If, for example, they love videos, are you able to prepare video clips of the subject content that you are teaching so that you use the video that they love usefully to be able to demystify the difficult concept in your subject area? If it is music, are you able to use music to teach your subject? And I want to take you down memory lane. When we were very young, I can remember how teachers used to teach. Like the parts of the body. If you can remember, there was this wonderful song. Head, shoulder, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. That was a beautiful song we used to sing when we were very young. Yet, we were actually learning parts of the body. And to date, I've never forgotten that song. Are you able to use songs to teach difficult concepts? If it is yes, you are on your way to becoming an excellent teacher. And learners will never forget your subject. They will yearn for it. Number 4, you have to be approachable. You have to be approachable. Remember, never assume that your learners or students come from heaven. I want to tell you today and now, most of your learners will be coming from hell. Now, what do I mean here? We teachers, as we go to class, we assume our learners and students come from perfect families. Families that have no issues. Families that are well provided for. Rich families. Families that these learners are loved. The truth of the matter is, most of our learners do not come from ideal families. They come from families that are full of issues. We have many who come from abusive parents, many who have come from single parent families, many who have come from families that are poverty stricken, families where they go trying moments psychologically. And when they come with that heavy burden to school, we teachers go to those classrooms assuming that all is okay. We don't give an ear to them. We don't become parents and sympathize with what they go through. We come pumping knowledge, assuming that these learners are ready for us. No, they could be going hell in their brains. They could be going hell and they are not ready for us teachers. If you want to become an excellent teacher, be that person who is able to know their learners and what they go through at home. Finally, if you want to become an excellent teacher, don't go to that class assuming your learners' brains are empty. Sometimes we go to class assuming the memory part of the brain or the brain of our learners is just a blank sheet like this one. Whereas the truth, the memory parts or the brain of our learners are normally like this, full of distorted issues, full of knowledge, yes, full of issues of drugs, full of a lot of peer influence, full of a lot of bad things, full of other very many useful things. We go and get this type of learners, and now we want to impart knowledge into their brain. If you already know that there is a lot that is already in their brain, and you as a teacher, you now want to squeeze some more knowledge in that brain that is full of other things, then you not be ready just to go and use lecture method type of methodology. You'll sit down and think and ask yourself, how can I make my subject interesting to the learner so that I can squeeze into their brain what I need them to understand? When you do that, you will be on your way to becoming the best excellent teacher that you can ever be. Thank you very much. Once you are through this video, don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button below. Thank you very much. Let us meet